Hey, what's up guys? Bajheera here. So this video is going to be a pumped up arms and shoulders workout, and this is being recorded in terms of the voiceover 7 days away from Muscle Beach round 2. So we did one competition over at Muscle Beach on the 4th of July, and now this one that we're going to be doing is on September 7th or Labor Day, and this is the Muscle Beach Championships. So I'm wondering if the competition is going to be pretty intense, but you know, we're definitely going to be bringing our best physique ever to this competition. I'm training hard. You know, I know we only got a week to go, but I do believe that I can put myself in an even better position to be competitive in this meet. So I'm excited. I think that most of my my thought process and training mindset is sort of geared towards staying intense with it, but coming into the competition nice and smooth, not doing anything too crazy. But I've also got a lot of thought process going into my pre-contest nutrition in terms of how I want to carb up before the show. So on all my refeed days up until like now, I suppose, I've been doing a little bit of like changing up my diet and experimentation about what kind of refeed day I really like. And I usually bump up my carbs a little bit, and I found out I think my favorite combo so far is keeping things pretty clean, just sticking with my standard chicken and brown rice. I don't really eat a lot of brown rice during my normal dieting days, but for the refeed days, I'll bring in the brown rice. And I also have been putting in more sodium. That was one of the main things that I did in my last refeed day that made a huge difference. This workout was actually not a week out. It was a little bit, maybe like almost 2 weeks out or a week and a half out. Regardless, my workout yesterday was a back and chest day, kind of like a combo kind of thing. And it was post refeed. And I had more sodium on that refeed day than before, and I was putting in like, I don't know, a half a gram of sodium or something in every meal, and I was like the most pumped I had been throughout like the entire dieting process. So I definitely want to keep that in mind, and sort of in terms of like increasing my salt intake just a little bit, maybe the day before the show, something like that. Even if I'm not doing crazy amounts of calories, I think a little bit more salt will make me a little more vascular. It'll help pull water and nutrients into my muscles, and that's something I want to keep in mind. So part of the fun with the dieting process or your bodybuilding journey in general is just making those little micro changes and learning about your body and how you respond to certain things. So like I said, that's one of the areas that I don't feel like I have as much expertise with, but the experimentation that I've been doing has been kind of fun in terms of, okay, so what kind of refeed day do I want to have? And I think that what I learned from this most recent one is maybe keep things around 3,000 calories, I think. I had 3,500 for this last refeed day, but I don't think I'm going to want to have 3,500 again this close to the show. But I definitely think I want to put more salt in just to get that extra pumpage, extra vascularity, and to pull all the water and nutrients into my muscles rather than having it underneath my skin. So that's one of the things I'm going to be working on is obviously drying out a little bit too before the competition. So on all my refeed days so far, I've been drinking, and just any day in general, I've been drinking as much water as I want, which is great, because especially on a refeed day, you're putting lots of carbohydrates in, and I'm going to be putting more salt in, and you want all those nutrients and you want all that water to go into your muscles rather than sitting underneath your skin. So water in general isn't a bad thing. You just want to make sure that you have the right amount. So that's another thing to focus on going into the competition. So I think what I'm going to do is when I'm eating all that food and carbohydrates and sodium and whatnot, I am going to be drinking just about as much water as I want, but then I'm going to start to taper it off as the day goes on before the competition. And then the day of the competition, I'm pretty much only going to drink enough water just to not be too thirsty. That's what I think I want to do. That's what I did last time, and it worked out pretty well in terms of the drying me out process. But we'll have to have a look at how we're doing, and if I'm looking too flat, then maybe we'll even put in a little bit more water. And I know I'm going to bring like some salt with me when we go to the show, because I've heard a lot of people mention that you want to have just a little bit of salt maybe right before you go on stage. So those are all things to think about. I'm not going to be cutting my water too crazily. I'm not going to be like, you know, dehydrating myself to a scary amount. Just slowing my water consumption down, because with the amount of water I drink normally, I drink like gallons of water a day. So I'm pretty sure my body will have enough water, and I don't think my body's going to freak out because I'm drinking less. I think my body will be like, oh, he's not drinking as much water right now. Whatever, we're good. Just keep peeing and keep drying out for the show. I think we'll look pretty good. But, you know, I say this just about every video, I think, is that if I can come to the show looking about how I look every day, then I'm happy. And I don't want to make changes that end up doing me harm rather than good. But look at that freaking side chest, dude. That's way more vascularity than I've ever seen in my shoulders ever. So I'm pretty happy. We're gonna do a little flex in here. You know, we're feeling good. Look at those veins up in the shoulder. And like I said, this is like a week and a half away. So I think as this week progresses, we're gonna look even better. And I'm excited about that. Like I said yesterday was the most insane pump I've ever had. You know, during this whole dieting process. And I think it was thanks to a really solid refeed. So we'll take that knowledge moving forward and keep training hard. You know, I do have enough carbohydrates in my system to train hard this week, but with 7 days out, I'm not expecting massive changes. I think my main goal right now, like I mentioned, is just to sort of bring myself in smoothly. I've been watching a lot of BioS 3, and one of the things that he said, somebody told him, was something that stuck with me, is where for the competition, it's like landing a plane, you know? You just want to have it come in nice and smooth, easy landing. Don't make any big changes right there at the end. Just come in, doing what you've been doing, smooth entry, smooth landing, and show your best on show day. And that's what I want to do. You know, we are going to make a few changes with the refeed, but honestly, the way I've been structuring my refeeds during the week is that my refeed days are going to be hitting right on point. I've been doing a Saturday refeed and then keeping things a little bit leaner on Sunday. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a moderate Saturday refeed and then maybe just do a little bit more carbs than normal on Sunday and sort of keep the salt intake high so that I know that all the internet's gonna be like, oh, salty, but it's how it is. Keep the salt intake a little higher so we keep the pump and keep the vascularity, and then that'll sort of encourage me drying out the night before, and then we hit the show day and feel pretty good. One of the things that I'm sort of wondering about for the show day for me is like how I'm gonna use my pre-workout, because I like to have caffeine in the morning. But I'm wondering if the pre-workout's gonna make me hold water in like my stomach. I don't know if this is true or not. I feel like I'm just making that up. I feel like sometimes my pre-workout makes me hold water in my stomach. But I feel like if I just have some C4 RIP to wake up in the morning, I think I'll be just fine. So if any of you guys are experts out there, please be sure to let me know what your opinions are on it. It's always fun to learn from you guys in the comments. I mean, I sometimes incorporate the things I hear in the comments, I sometimes don't. But either way, it's always nice to sort of hear your opinions and hear your expertise, because I know some of you guys are just getting started. Some of you guys are, you know, just getting started in your fitness journey. Some of you guys are just getting started in your competition journey like me. But some people have been there, done that, and definitely can offer some good words of advice. But either way, I think I'm doing pretty good. I think that this is going to be my best physique ever that I'm bringing to a competition. And all in all, I'm excited. And I don't want to get too caught up in these little micro changes, these little things like, oh, should I have pre-workout? Or, oh, you know, how much salt should I have before the show? Or how much should I dehydrate? Should I not dehydrate? You know, all this stuff is basically just something that ultimately I'm gonna go by feel on. I've been doing all this competition prep without a coach. I've definitely sought some advice from people, and that's all been helpful. But I think the best thing for me to do is just to keep doing what I've been doing and trust myself and learn techniques and incorporate techniques as best as I can. Like, you know, refeed days. How do I refeed? It's like, okay, well, this is the basic idea, but then I go through the process and I find out what's best for me. And then you go through it's like, okay, so you want to cut your water a little bit as you approach the show. It's like, okay, well, that's a good idea, but I have to sort of find out the amount of water that's right for me to achieve the dry look that I'm looking for, but also not be so dried out that I'm, you know, passing out, or not be so dried out that my muscles actually lose fullness or lose conditioning. So all those things are on my mind. Like, these are the kind of things I think about when I'm doing cardio, is I just sort of run through the checklist of like, how do I want to prepare for the day before the show or the days before the show, just because that's something to think about while I'm outside running. And it seems to get me through my runs pretty good, because I am pretty, like, you know, I get really into like, okay, here's what I'm gonna eat and here's what I'm gonna do. And so that's the kind of stuff that I think about. But the main thing for me is these days is not get too caught up on the small details and just keep training hard and keep hitting my cardio right and keep hitting my diet right. Obviously, with the 7 days to go, my diet is going to change up a little bit, like right as we approach these days. But today is like the 7th day out, so I'm probably just going to do my normal sort of lean diet again, just the chicken and broccoli stuff. And then I'll do another refeed on Tuesday. And then we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to play around with. And depending on how I feel, I might just keep everything pretty trim Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I think I don't know if I really needed that many more carbs, because I think I want to keep my conditioning good. I know I fill out pretty nicely when I get some carbohydrates in me, but I think having carbohydrates on Saturday and then having a little bit more on Sunday is going to be plenty, because my body does respond to carbohydrates. I do get a little watery a little quickly, I think. Especially, like, even though I have low body fat right now, I don't really want to lose that conditioning. So if I can put carbohydrates and sodium in my system to fill up a little bit, look a little fuller, I don't think I'm going to need more than a day and a half worth of carbohydrates to do that. And if I come into the show looking more conditioned, that's kind of my goal, because I think I personally like the conditioned look better. I like to see the striations, I like to see the vasculature, and I like honestly, I like for my stomach to just be a little bit tighter. So that's my goal. I'm going to eat enough carbohydrates to fill out, to look full, look strong, but I still want to look nice and dry, and I still want to look nice and lean. So I don't think I'm going to be doing like a full week carbohydrate load. And but that being said, I don't think I'm going to load my carbohydrates super early like Lane Norton does, because I think I do dry out a lot, and I can lean out a lot and thin out. I don't want to look too stringy. So I'm pretty sure the best thing for me to do is, as crazy as it is just to pretty much keep doing what I've been doing. I've been doing the bi-weekly refeeds on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and if I do a refeed on Saturday, like a 3,000 calorie refeed on Saturday, and then maybe do like a day of 2,300 calories with carbohydrates on Sunday, then we're gonna be ready to rock for Monday and the drying out process over the Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, Sunday night. We're gonna be ready to rock. But either way, this is 7 days out for me. This is the kind of stuff I'm thinking about. But obviously, I feel like I'm doing a good job, looking good in this video at least, and excited to get on stage once again. Now, if you guys want to come to the show, here's the deets. I definitely would appreciate you guys being there. I know we had some viewership up last time, and it meant the world to me. If you guys want to come hang out, that'd be awesome. But either way, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your support. We'll see you guys next time. Peace!